Hello everyone, welcome to Conceptual Learning. Today we are going to talk about a very important document that is required for any funded opportunity, whether it is a scholarship, event, workshop, or any summer school. The selection committee will ask you to submit your motivation letter. This motivation letter, for suppose if you are having a very good research experience or professional records, academic records, but if you are not enough motivated, the selection committee may not select you for any scholarship. So how important this motivation letter it is, how to write it, what factors, what sections, what important steps you have to take into considerations to write this motivation letter is very important. This motivation letter, sometimes known as a statement of purpose, intention letter, application letter, and the cover letter. All these are the same purpose. So how to write it, I'm going to explain in very detail and step by step to write a very better, or you may say a best motivation letter for any particular opportunity. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so I have divided for the sake of simplicity and in order to understand motivation letter in a better way, I divided this into four steps. So step one is basically the requirements of the selecting and the hiring committee. Sometimes the selecting committee or the organization department or the funded organizations have some requirements to be implemented while writing the motivation letter. How do you find the requirements is from the website and the official pages. So what can be the requirements of the selecting or hiring committee is number one, word count. Sometimes they are asking you to write motivation letter within 1000 to 1500 words. Or if this requirement is not written, so I would recommend you to write the motivation letter at least 1.5 page, not more than that. Because the thing is that nobody wants lengthy motivation letters. Only the important things that's we are going to discuss should be written in a very clear and precise ways. Only those things are interested by the selecting and hiring committee. Okay. Another requirement can be is number of questions. Sometimes these requirements can also be found from the websites. Sometimes they ask you to answer these particular questions, maybe 4 questions, 5, or even 10 number of questions. If there is this requirement, you have to highlight questions and answers those questions separately. You do not need to merge all the questions in one paragraph or one page. What you have to do is that you have to paste number of questions, highlight it, and answer that. Answer that question to the point, not more details, because nobody wants more detail. Okay, this is very important. Okay, so step number two is objectives. Sometimes the selecting committee or organization wants particular candidates that should be have some knowledge in that particular area. Or suppose they maybe have any research projects going on and they are looking for a candidate that is having an experience in programming or presentation skills or designing hardware and so on. So you have to find those particular objectives which the selecting committee is looking for from their website and official pages. And you have to align those research objectives or skills within your career. Okay. So basically you have to find the particular interest they are looking for. Okay. And check if these skills or the qualifications, do you have those? Of course, if you are applying for that particular opportunity, you must have all those. Okay. So basically, in step two, you will find the particular research objectives or the focused interest the organization is looking for. In step three, you will be looking for basically once you're done with the step one and step two, now you're going to align these step one and step two with your career skills. You will find out what is your skills, career courses within those requirements. Of course, when you are having a skills course, and any particular degree certifications that reflecting the research objectives or the interest of the selecting committee and hiring committee. You are done. You have all these things. Now what you will do is basically you will align these steps and you are going to write the motivation letter in a structured and a formal way. That is going to be your step number 4. So in step number 4, basically, you will write your motivation in a structured and a formal way. Okay. So I'm going to explain it how to do it. Okay. So for the structured or formal motivation letter, I have divided into 3 sections. It should be in 3 sections. Okay. The number 1 section is introduction. Okay. And number second section is the body of your motivation letter. And the third section is conclusion. Okay. I'm going to explain these sections step by step. And I'm mentioning the important things that should be considered for these sections. Okay. So let me explain you each in very detail. The number 1 is introduction. Okay. This is a brief section. It should be a brief section, not more than 1 paragraph. Okay. It should be one paragraph. What you have to take into account while writing introduction, your brief introduction. So just 1 line or 2 line sentence in which you describe your name and your current status. Okay. What does the current status mean? What you are currently doing. Okay. Do not include details about your past or like from childhood to the up to date. Do not. Just include your name and your particular currently what are you doing. Okay. And then mention the particular program and mention particular universities, institute, and department. This is very important because in every motivation letter, whenever you are writing a motivation letter, just write that particular program which you are interested for that you are going to write. The selectors have to look why you are interested in this program. Okay, write the particular university name, particular institute or research group or department. Mention that clearly in your introduction section. Please do not make a mistake to write a general motivation letter and send to all the funding opportunities you are looking for. This is the biggest mistake. Do not do this. Okay, for every funding opportunity you have to revise your motivation letter. You have to rewrite your motivation letter, particularly these things. You have to mention the specific program in which you are applying, the specific institute, department, or any particular thing, particular research group in which you are looking for. You should mention that in your introduction. Okay. And the justification. What is justification? It should be a 1 line sentence that why you are writing this letter. Okay. Why you are interested in particular program or particular university. Just write that I'm interested in this program. That's why I'm writing this letter to be considered. Okay. Just 1 line justification. Normally, these all things should be in a 1 paragraph. Okay. Because nobody is looking for a lengthy motivational letter. Okay. Just be precise. Write introduction sections in 1 paragraph. The second section is a body of the motivation letter. This section is very important. In this section, I would recommend not to write this section in 1 paragraph because it will be very short description. It should be 1 to 3 paragraph. Okay, write precise, write your skills, write your achievements. Okay, so what should be in the body section? Let's go step by step. Your journey. Your journey means like what you have done so far. Okay, from where you have started this journey. Or suppose you have done your bachelor's in electronic system engineering, then master's. What's your qualifications? Okay, and then what's your achievements during this journey of career? Okay, any awards, any certification, any circular activities, any social activities. Relevancy. Mention those things which are relevant to the application you're applying for. Do not include those are irrelevant. Okay, this is the important thing. For every motivation letter, you have to include those skills, those qualifications, those achievements, which you think that are relevant to your application. Okay, mention them, highlight them, write them in a very precise way. Okay, in the body section, and then the particular skills. Okay, if you think that you have done any software skills or if you have any hardware skills, programming skill, presentation skills, and you think that these are important for your motivation letter, please do mention it, because this is important. This is your plus point. You should mention all those skills which are relevant to your motivation letter. For suppose if you are applying for any scholarship, and the scholarship selecting committee looking for a programming skills. Okay, so you should mention that you have done this project and you have learned the programming skills. You have learned MATLAB programming, Python programming. You should mention it, and from where you have learned those programming skills, also mention that, but in a very precise way. Do not include details that what you know and how much do you know and what's your level of programming. Do know. Just let them know that you know the programming skills. Okay. So as I mentioned that it should not be included in one paragraph because it will be more shorter. Okay, just include these all things in 1 to 3 paragraphs. Normally 2 to 3 paragraphs are more sufficient and enough for the body section of the motivation letter. Okay. Okay, so in the conclusion section, you have to mention, I mean, you have to conclude your final remarks. Okay, you have to conclude your body sections in 1 or 2 lines and just mention that you are hopeful or you believe that you are suitable candidate for this particular program and you hope that you will be selected. So just make thanks and just make final remarks, and it should be not more than one paragraph. Okay, just final and precise conclusion should be there. Okay. So this is about the motivation letter. So it is a formal way to write motivation letter. First introduction, then body, and then your conclusion. Okay, so it should be a very good motivation letter, and please rewrite, revise your motivation letter for different funding opportunities. Okay, so this is from my side, and I hope that you have learned how to write a good motivation letter, and that's it. Thank you so much.